Huge props to all of our hardworking officials and referees. And here we go. Lane number 2, closest to the bottom of the screen, Seattle Prep. Lane number 3, Vashon. Lane 4, Bainbridge. Lane 5, Lakeside. And lane 6, South Eugene. Right away, it looks like Lakeside has an early lead by about 3 seats up over South Eugene and Bainbridge on either side of them. Wow, that is a tight race for silver, folks. It looks as though Lakeside has it, though. Lakeside just opened up another seat. Looks like Lakeside has 4 seats in front of lanes 4 and 6. Bainbridge and South Eugene are locked into silver medal place, though. They are moving stroke for stroke right with one another. Oh my gosh. Lane 6, South Eugene, has one of the more interesting bucket rigs I think I've ever seen. That's a battle bucket if I've ever seen one. All 3 of bow seat, 2 seat, and 3 seat are on port side. Meanwhile, stern 3 are all on starboard, or all on starboard side. Bow 3 are on port side. This is great. I love this creative rigging. I think Coach Steve from Lakeside, who's leading right now, could maybe take a thing or two from that rigging. Steve, if you're out there, big props. All right, Lakeside is winning right now, and again, I don't think that South Eugene or Mount Baker can, who am I watching here? Yeah. All right, so Lakeside is in the lead, and it looks like Bainbridge just took a slight lead. No, South Eugene just took a slight lead over Bainbridge. Sorry, too many 8s on my list here. Yeah, way to go to Lakeside. Lakeside still opening up that water. South Eugene looks like they are gaining more and more every stroke over Bainbridge, who is in 3rd place right now. So Lakeside is winning in lane 5, this high school timed 8 final. South Eugene slowly losing ground to Lakeside. Lakeside definitely putting in the work and looking real clean doing it. Not a lot of body swing from this Lakeside crew. Some fairly upright rowing with the torsos here. Very posturally supported. Straight spines from most of Lakeside with no layback. Little to no layback from that crew. South Eugene trying, I think, to make a move right now, but not much in it. Both these boats, I think, just clearing the 500-meter mark. Entering the final quarter of their race. And Bainbridge, I think, is nowhere to be seen now. Bainbridge got spat out the back of this heavy, churning race. And I'm really surprised. South Eugene is hanging tough. And there's Bainbridge, about a seat worth of open between them and the first 2 boats there. Lakeside, I think, just capitalized on a big push against South Eugene. Lakeside now has about 7 to 8 seats open. Though there is contact, bow to stern deck contact with these 2 boats. And we're entering the final 250 meters. These 2 boats are in the red buoys, and I think Lakeside is just really finding a lot more rhythm in their cadence. You can tell that their blade work is cleaner, it's more synchronized. The boys from Lakeside might not be as big as their South Eugene counterparts. In fact, I think that they have less stature, it seems, based on the drone footage that I'm seeing. But boy, are they rowing cleanly. Lakeside doing a great job of showing us a technical row here. Very clean technical row from Lakeside. And it's paying dividends for them as they bring it up for the sprint finish. They are still opening the margin of victory against South Eugene. South Eugene doing a lot of heavy work. And I thought maybe with that triplicate bucket effort that they were going to have so much free speed that they would fly off the water. But alas, a hard-fought second there to that boat. Congratulations to Lakeside with a 6:27 unofficial time for that win. Lakeside doing a great job of just staying calm and composed and really technically sound throughout the majority of that race. South Eugene took it home for silver with an unofficial 6:30. Nice job, South Eugene. And I believe that Bainbridge was in third. Yep, they were with an unofficial 6:38. Congratulations to that bronze. And super fun format that we're having here today with these men's high school timed finals. Men's high school 8s timed finals. Seattle Prep took fourth with that one in 6:53, and Vashon was behind them. I think just crossed the finish line. All right, our second timed final, second of 4 men's high school 8s. And it looks like bow number 2 scratched. We had a scratch from bow number 2, Rogue. Lane number 3 will be North Creek High. Lane number 4, Mount Baker. Lane 5, Sammamish. And lane 6, Oregon Unlimited. I think that we can expect to see a lot out of this Sammamish crew here. I'm not sure what the strategy is for these crews. It could be a Hammond-Eggers style format, just kind of throw everybody that attends the same high school into the same boat. It could be more strategic than that. I guess we'll see. To the best of my knowledge, this is a pretty unique race event. And right now I think that we are zooming in on the starting line for this. Oh, they had a false start, it sounds like. Yep. Thanks, Brian. There was a false start at the commencement of this race. So somebody got out a little bit too soon, a little bit too excited. And the official said, "Get your keisters back here. We're going to redo that." Which is great and fine because we are doing fine on time. So as those boats back their way into the stake boats, we will have 4 starters here. Rogue unfortunately scratched. Rogue in lane 2 on your screen did scratch. And I think my favorite blades of the day, favorite blades of the weekend, belong to North Creek. Just a really cool geometric purple design that they've got on their blades. You can see this drone shot giving you the purple hue of the blades in question. North Creek with a really distinctive violet color on their blades, and just really pretty unis too. Not a lot of purple representation on the color schemes of any of our crews today, so North Creek bringing it home with the royal purple treatment. And that bucket-rigged crew from South Eugene that I pointed out earlier, they were all wearing Hawaiian shirts, which I just think is the style statement of the entire regatta. Oh, and here they come. Right into shore with their Hawaiian shirts and the most unique bucket of all bucket rigs. Give it up for South Eugene. Rocking that fashion. Gotta love the Hawaiian shirts, fellas. Big ups to you guys. Big ups for the Hawaiian shirt representation. All right, and we are started with the men's high school 8 timed final, number 2 of 4. And right away, we're seeing a little bit of misalignment off that start. Some lanes need to be adhered to, but I think that we're going to be okay. And right away, it looks like Sammamish is leading the charge. Sammamish does have a slight lead. Over, I think that we are looking at Oregon Unlimited in 2nd place, with Mount Baker in 3rd right now. But it's still anyone's race, less than a minute in. It is your announcer's disappointment to see that there are no bucket rigs and no Hawaiian shirts being worn on screen right now. Womp womp. All right. It looks like Sammamish is doing a great job of keeping their bow out ahead of lane 6. Oregon Unlimited in second right now. Mount Baker in third, right behind them. These crews are in close contact, however, so anything could happen. Seeing Oregon Unlimited rocking some distinctive green shirts. And I think that we might be seeing some mixed gender boats in front of us. I'm not sure, but there might be more than males in contention here. All right, that Sammamish crew having a little bit of trouble with the buoy line off on their port side. Looks like they just managed to get their way back into the center lane without costing themselves too much speed. Bainbridge, though, Bainbridge is catching up to Oregon Unlimited. Bainbridge is doing a good job right now of clawing their way back on the field. Oregon Unlimited is holding on to that silver medal position, but just barely. Just barely, barely. All right, and I've just been informed. Thank you for the Peanut Gallery for giving us this valuable information. The Oregon Unlimited shirts are all from Cleveland High School. Cleveland High School representing in this 8. So gotta love to see that that school spirit come through. Cleveland High repping the win in silver place position right now. Lane 4 Bainbridge started to charge on Oregon Unlimited, but unfortunately were not able to carry it through. And it looks like they're just trying to hang on for dear life right now. I can only imagine how exhausted and fatigued these athletes all are. These are the last races of their weekend after a big weekend of lactic acid, sunshine, excitement, stress, anxiety, fear. It is a lot. I'm sure that all of these rowers are going to be sleeping soundly, or I hope they will tonight, and maybe even sleeping on the way home. Take full advantage of that I-5 traffic situation for yourself.
2-seat of Oregon seems to have come off the seat as well.
Oh, 2-seat from Oregon might be off for seat, or their seat. Not sure. Not going to make any judgment calls there. Either way, that's gonna cost them a little bit of boat speed for sure. We'll see if Bainbridge can capitalize on it. Sammamish, in the meantime, still holding a strong lead over the rest of the field.
Go Bull.
And I've just been told that the Mount Baker boat is representing Garfield High School. Go Garfield! Go Garfield High! Whoop-de-whoop! So much fun seeing Scholastic Spirit in full force and representation. We don't often see that with our youth rowing events. There are so many clubs and not a lot of schools that can bring rowing teams out for such events. So we're stoked to be able to offer that today. Real exciting times as we come up to the 5-minute mark. And I think that these boats are just crossing the 500-meter to go mark. Oregon Unlimited, despite somebody maybe coming off their seat, is still in second place. Sammamish is slaying it still in the lead. Sammamish in the lead with Oregon Unlimited to their left in second. And Bainbridge repping Garfield High to their right in lane 4 is in third. So we've got Cleveland High School, a.k.a. Oregon Unlimited, in second. Sammamish in first. And Garfield High, as repped by Bainbridge Island, in third. Mount Baker repping Garfield High. I got the high school, not the club. All right, and this is the second timed final in the high school men's 8 category this afternoon. We are very close to the end of our day here, and very close to the end of this race. As these boats enter the red buoys, 250 meters to go. See Sammamish revving up for their final sprint finish, pouring on the speed, because it looks like Oregon Unlimited is coming back. Oregon Unlimited is walking. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. I don't know if it's going to be enough water. These boats are also getting pretty close to one another. We're seeing a little bit of lane squirreliness. I think both boats are leaving their lanes. Oh my goodness. They are kind of in danger of collision, actually. Uh-oh. We'll see what transpires here. Oh, we got a little bit of trouble. Oh, and just as they crossed the finish line, their oars became entangled. And, oh, wow. Heartbreak Central. Heartbreak Central. We see Mount Baker was not able to capitalize on that on that traffic jam right in front of them. Sammamish with the win in 6:38.6 unofficial time. But boy, that was a little bit scary, to be honest, watching from shore. Their oars became entangled. One blade I saw was actually sort of in danger of hitting somebody in the face. I hope everybody's okay. But that was something. That was a very entertaining and unexpected finish. Both of those boats got out of their lanes and then started to converge on one another in what can only be described as a battle royale to finish out that race. I mentioned there was some naval warfare about to ensue, and I think we just saw the first overtures of shots fired. We're still working out the unofficial times on our end. I don't know if there will be any penalties leveled because those boats did definitely leave their lanes. We might have to go back for video review to check out what happened there. But that was entertaining, to say the least. If nothing else, I was entertained. All right, so Sammamish managed to pull out an unofficial 6:38.6. Oregon Unlimited got a 6:39 for second. Mount Baker with a 6:44 for third, and North Creek High with a 7:33. Wow, that was an intriguing race right there. Sammamish was slaying, as I just heard from the crowd. But as that race concluded, though, the wheels kind of fell off, and we saw some dangerous situations. Those blades are moving very fast, and even though they're not sharp per se, can still do a lot of damage to faces and torsos and limbs and ligaments. So never ideal when you see contact like that. And I just hope everybody's okay. It looks like all of our boats are leaving the water okay. They're all coming back towards the beach okay. So fingers crossed everybody's healthy and happy. We got a little bit of adrenaline rushes on shore. And hopefully the rest of the races today will be nice and clean. All right, so we are lining up for our men's high school Coxed 8-time final. Number three of 4 today. Super good times here on Vancouver Lake. So much entertainment, so much excitement. All right, here's our start list. Lane number 1, Rose City B. Lane number 2, North Creek High B. Lane number 3, Seattle Prep. Lane 4, Bothell. Lane 5, Sammamish. Lane 6, Inglemore. This is timed final number 3 for our men's high school 8 event. And the high school 8 event is mostly all students that attend the same high school, even though they might be flying under the banner of their club. We're trying to get all of our high schools together for a scholastic-ish throwdown. And here we are flying with our drone at the start line of this event. We're seeing some alignment issues. But they got started. They got started anyway, even though some boats were still adjusting. And it's created a little bit of chaos off the starting line. Definitely some boats got away cleaner than others, as I think that adjustments were still being made. I think the officials just decided to call it, and they went ahead with their starting announcement. So we're coming up on 30 seconds into this race, and right away I think Inglemore up top in lane 6 is in an early lead, but they were one of the few boats to get away clean. The middle cluster of boats did not have the opportunity, I think, to really set up and feel ready and equipped to enter this race. However, that being said, Seattle Prep is in second place right now and seem to be walking on Inglemore. Right next to Inglemore in lane 5, Sammamish is also making their presence known in this race right now. Real exciting stuff with the third of our men's high school timed 8 events. All right, and Inglemore has held on to that lead. Inglemore is leading the charge today up there in lane 6. And looking pretty good doing it. That's a very powerful 8 that I'm seeing from Inglemore. That being said, Seattle Prep in lane 3 is also putting in the work, and even though they were walking earlier right off the start line, I don't think they had the cleanest start, so they were walking once they got their momentum. Inglemore, with a lower stroke rate, has held that charge from Seattle Prep, but Seattle Prep looks to be moving now. I think I see a more flowy cadence and rhythm from Seattle Prep. Seeing some blades hitting the water, though, in the middle of that boat from Seattle Prep, and that's going to chew up a little bit of momentum, but it doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference because they just made a huge move over Inglemore. Uh-oh, Inglemore experiencing some issues. I think somebody came off their seat or had... I don't think I see crabbishness going on. I don't think anybody caught a crab. I think somebody's off their seat in the Inglemore boat, and Seattle Prep just really capitalized on that. Seattle Prep now in the lead of the race. All right, I think Inglemore is back in it. Inglemore figured out whatever was going on in the stern of their boat. I think 6th seat might have come off his tracks. And Inglemore is now tied for silver with Sammamish. Sammamish and Inglemore locked in a battle for that silver medal position. In the meanwhile, Seattle Prep is just walking away from it. Seattle Prep now has about 3/4 of a boat open. Sorry, my mouth is just not cooperating after 3 days of commentating. And Seattle Prep is putting in the moves now. The water is probably the worst that it's been all day as the wind picks up. It's definitely becoming more crossy out there, more of a crosswind effect that we're having from this. It looks like a west by northwest wind now. Earlier it was a straight northwest, but now it is veering more westerly. So I think that we're definitely going to be seeing more impact on our cruise today because, yeah, crosswinds are never too much fun to row with. And we're seeing the impacts on that choppy water out there right now, to say nothing of all the wake that we're seeing from launches, you know, having cross paths with the course the entire day. So this water is far from ideal, but it could also be a whole heck of a lot worse. And wow, look at Seattle Prep just charging. I think Seattle Prep probably would have walked through Inglemore. It looked like they were gaining speed and momentum against that boat. But Inglemore, I think somebody came off the seat in either 5 or 6 seat, and that really just chewed up their momentum. And something cute to note, I think that there's actually a shark, maybe even a baby shark, that is steering and coxing that boat from Seattle Prep. Huge shout out to any baby shark fans. Do 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 do. Seattle Prep do 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 do. And the headwear of Seattle Prep right now, I'm noticing, is also sort of interesting. Are those swim caps? Is Seattle Prep rowing with swim caps? That sounds very aerodynamic, but far from comfortable. I can only imagine that there is a lot of heat being developed in those craniums with those swim caps, which are probably keeping the sweat all locked in. So water doesn't come in or out when you're rocking the swim cap look, but if it's free speed, it's free speed. And I can only imagine that having a shark cox you down the corks is giving them all the more free speed as well. Yeah, that's definitely Baby Shark. Doot. All right, checking out Inglemore. Inglemore has now fallen back to third place position behind Sammamish. Sammamish is now in silver medal contention, but I don't think anybody's going to catch Seattle Prep. They're just going way too fast with that coxswain in the shark outfit. Or maybe it's a real shark. Who knows? Props to them on training a real-life shark on how to cox and make calls. That's no mean feat. All right, coming into our final stretch of this race. We are just entering the red buoys now with Seattle Prep. Nice job, Seattle Prep. Cruising along with their swim cap look. Diehards for the free speed here in Seattle Prep. They're in the red buoys. They're making it count and looking really good doing it. This is a great squad to watch. They're all synchronized. They're all clearly pulling their butts off. And they're moving that boat right to the finish line. Final strokes as they pass the beach here. They are through the pylons and headed to glory in this men's high school timed final for our Coxed 8 events. And they're across the finish line. Well done, Seattle Prep, taking gold in this timed final. And I think Inglemore is still in third, not able to claw their way back on Sammamish. Sammamish just about to finish in second. Good job, Sammamish, with Inglemore hot on their heels right behind them. I think Inglemore did actually take a little bit of water back through that finish, but it was not enough. So Seattle Prep's unofficial time there, 6:24.6. All right, and seeing these final boats from our third timed final of the men's high school 8 coming across adjacent to the beach here. Congratulations to all those boats. Give it up for Rose City B, North Creek High B, and Bothell High on valiant racing today. We are coming up on the fourth timed final of our men's high school 8 event. In lane 2, Lakeside C. Lane number 3, Bainbridge Island C. Lane number 4, Lakeside B. Lane 5, Bainbridge Island B. And lane 6, Rose City. And I think we might have had one boat scratch, because I think we're only seeing 4 boats on the field right now. That being said, they are in pretty close contention in this first minute. And right now we are watching, I think that is Bainbridge in the lead. Bainbridge in lane 3, closest to the bottom of your screen there, is in the lead with Lakeside. Lakeside B, lane 4, is in second. And for bronze, that is a very tight race between Rose City in lane 6 up at the top of your screen and Bainbridge Island B in lane 5. So a real race for bronze developing. We'll see how that progresses as we hit the 2-minute mark of this race. Bainbridge Island C boat looking real crisp and cool as they lay down the big strokes. In first place, Lakeside still in B, or rather Lakeside B still in second. Lakeside B sitting in second, not really able to gain any ground on the race leader right now from Bainbridge. And it looks like Bainbridge is actually starting to walk away. Bainbridge is walking away from Lakeside. Bainbridge is opening up their margin on Lakeside. Meanwhile, the battle for bronze continues. I think Rose City has just walked a couple seats up. Yes, indeed, Rose City is a couple seats up now.
And yes, there was in fact a baby shark.
Ooh, I might have spoken too soon, though. I might have spoken too soon because it looks as though the other boat from Bainbridge is trying to check that advance. We've got a great race for bronze developing here. Bainbridge in lane 5 trying to claw their way back on Rose City. Although both those boats are kind of in danger of being waked by the official launch.
Oh, okay, there's one.
But the official launch is trying to keep up with the race leaders. It's a tricky balance when you're an official because you want to stay with the race leaders to make sure that they're safe, make sure that they're under observation. But at the same time, you don't want to have to wake any of the boats that are proceeding and still in their race. But sometimes it is necessary because we need to keep eyes on all racers for matters of health and safety. Checking in with our race leaders, Bainbridge still in the lead. They opened that gap. They have open water by about 3 seats lead over Lakeside. Lakeside doing a great job rowing here, but not enough horsepower, not enough in the tank after a long weekend of racing to measure up to what Bainbridge is throwing down right now. In this high school 8 men's timed final, number 404. Before we pivot to the women's high school 8s timed finals, we've got 3 of those coming up. And then that is our program for the weekend. It's flown by. We are so grateful to everybody for coming out, but especially our volunteers, officials, referees, race coordinators, production team here in the tent. Big shout out to Brendan and Brian and Grant for the YouTube and drone excellence that we've been able to give you this weekend. Especially anybody that's tuned in on the YouTube, go ahead and give this broadcast a like. Go ahead and follow USRowing for more updates on races to come throughout the season and throughout the years. We are going to be giving you more drones, more YouTube live feeds, and more rowing as often as we can bring it to you. Because I got to tell you, I got an addiction. I got an addiction to rowing, and I need my fix. So I can only imagine you are in the same spot. Rose City, meanwhile, is now 4 seats up. Rose City has managed to get 4 seats up on their counterparts from Bainbridge. Bainbridge Island B got pushed back a little bit. But Bainbridge Island C in lane 3 is just killing it. Wow, this Bainbridge boat is a dream to watch. A lot of acceleration off that drive, a lot of punchiness through the finish. They're not quite clearing their puddles, but they are still moving that boat in epic fashion as they bring up their rate for the final sprint finish of their weekend. Terrific effort and a really coordinated and synchronized row from Bainbridge. Bainbridge got something great going on here in this high school men's 8. A great timed final. As we come up on the 6.5 minute mark, they are very close to finishing under 7. Lakeside hot on their heels behind them. Nice job, Bainbridge. With Lakeside cruising into finish, looking real good doing it. Bainbridge Island C with an unofficial time of 6:34. And Rose City just about to bring it in for bronze. Bainbridge Island B, despite their best effort, not able to get back at Rose City. Rose City walked through them and maintained that lead. Lakeside B took second place. Took that silver with an unofficial time of 6:42.2. And we're awaiting unofficial times for the rest of that field. But next up, we have 3 races in the women's high school 8 timed finals. Rose City did take third with that row in 6:53.7. Nice job, Rose City. And